Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, sports fans all across the world. You have tuned into the SAGU Sports Network feature presentation. Tonight, your Lady Lions volleyball team is playing host to the Langston Lions from Langston, Oklahoma. And this is going to be a really fun match. I'm John Cookman, your play-by-play commentary, and beside me is the fantastic Devin Webb with the expertise, analysis, and really the voice that you all want to hear. I just try to stay out of the way. But how you doing, Devin?
I'm doing great, John. Looking forward to a good game tonight.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? I'm being told we're going to go down courtside with our very own Jazz Williams. She's got Coach Hank Moore, and we're going to hear from them. What does Coach Moore have to say, Jazz?
Thanks, John. Coach, your Lions swept Wiley College. What key points will you continue to execute today?
Well, from that match, what we did, we tried a little bit of different things speed-wise, and we're going to continue to try to play fast and work our outsides, work our right sides, and we'll see what happens.
Langston is on a 5-game losing streak. How do you plan to capitalize on that and come away with a conference win?
Langston's a very good team. If you look at that 5-game losing streak, they're taking matches from the top 3 and 4 teams in the conference. They're taking sets from them. Very competitive. They're very long. They're very athletic. What we have to do is play our style of volleyball and not get caught up into being sloppy. If we stay clean, we'll be good.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you, Jazz. Coach Moore, always so poignant and positive on his assessment of these games, and I learned a lot. Usually we'll get to speak with him during the week about the upcoming games, and didn't really get to talk to him much since the last broadcast that we did, but they've had a few away games. They dropped one in Oklahoma City last Saturday, and that's why you see that 3 in the loser column. So they are now 9-3, tied with MACU, and essentially just a half game back from Oklahoma City, even though I guess officially we have to call Oklahoma City lone possession of 3rd place. MACU and SAGU are tied for 4th place. And this is going to be, it looks like kind of a real wild and woolly ride down to the end, because the top 4, you got to get in the top 4 to host a tournament game. We'll talk a little more about that after the pregame festivities. So we're going to send you down to the court right now for the opening prayer, the national anthem, and the starting lineups.
With the singing of the national anthem of the United States of America, performed by Jedediah Massey. Father God, I just thank you for this day. I thank you for allowing us to come to your prayer. I thank you for allowing both teams to come here to play the game they love, to come out here and compete. And at the end of the day, whether it's win or lose, we give you all the glory, because in your name we play and pray. Amen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star Star-Spangled Banner, yeah, wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now the starting lineup for Langston. Number 3, Anthony Tatum. Number 7, Brianna Owens. Number 9, Alana Campbell. Number 11, Ashlyn Stinger. Number 13, Finiki Ufaste. And at libero, Samantha Clements. Head coach is Christian Lowe. And now the starting lineup for your SAGU Lions. Number 3, Riley Burcham. Number 4, Alexis Mueller. Number 5, Ava Myers. Number 6, Abby Wells. Number 11, Emma Tompkins. Number 18, Jancy Akers. And at libero, Tessa Glick. Head coach for the Lions is Hank Moore, and assistant coach is Nick Moore.
All right, we're back here in the booth with a little bit of game time analysis. Langston comes in. They're actually performing a lot better, Devin, this semester than last year. I should say this year than last year. Had a pretty rough season, but they've rebuilt and turned around quite nicely. Struggling just a little bit in the conference, but getting definitely more wins overall and they're headed in the right direction, as you heard Coach Moore say.
Well, and I think Coach Moore is so smart to have that mentality, because looking at a loss record like that, it's really easy to get in your head that you can kind of sit on your heels a little bit and take it a little bit easier. But he is so wise to encourage his team to take a look at those 5 teams and how hard of a fight they were, and to keep his team focused on the game at hand tonight.
And here we go. You're right, Devin. You can't afford a trap game. And this could be one of those if the Lady Lions don't come out fierce. Abby Wells takes a big swing. That's out. That's going to be first point to the Langston Lions. And Brittany Henderson will be serving this one in.
And you notice a little bit of not necessarily an error for the Lady Lions, but not the cleanest serve-receive structure that we're used to seeing from them. So even if we get to a point in this match where there's a pretty large point differential, serve-receive passing is still crucial to getting that offense set up.
That was a service error by Brittany Henderson. Now SAGU serves. That serve was by Faith Merriquin. Langston gets it over with a little bit of authority. Roll shot by Ava Myers. Burcham sets Alexis Mueller. I don't think she hit that quite as in the sweet spot like she wanted to, because you saw the expression on her face. But that was tipped off the libero for Langston, and that results in a point for SAGU.
Yeah, that back row attack, you typically have to have quite a bit more top spin to make it more aggressive, and I am sure that disappointed look was a bit from the bit of a floater effect it had on it, but it worked out in their favor in the end.
And here you see nice, easy to the middle from Riley Bertram to Emma Tompkins for success. Faith Mariquin gets the service in, comes right back to her. Oh, yeah. And that's called serving to the one, I believe, the one space above the net. Did I get that, or did I butcher that? That was quick. It was low. It was low. Isn't that the one spot?
Here we go. So we can, now that we have a timeout, we can talk a little bit here. So it actually goes counterclockwise. So the one spot is...
no, I meant in height above the net.
Oh, yes.
Isn't there 3 levels? Or,
yeah. Quick set in the middle is a 1.
Okay. Yeah.
High set in the middle is a 2. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking SAGU terms because everybody calls it different.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
High
Let's
and
give
outside.
away Coach Moore's game plan right now.
Yeah. High and outside is a 5. Quick push to the outside is a 4. In between outside and middle, quick set is a 3. And then behind to the right side is a 9. Quick set to the right side is a 7.
And you can, if you wrote those down, all the scouting coaches that are probably trying to, if you wrote those down, you can probably throw that sheet of paper away, because after tonight, I'm sure Coach Moore is going to renumber everything.
And I'm going to be fired.
Devin.
I'll be fired. Sorry, Coach.
No, it's always, in general, it's always a numbering system to where the ball goes, how the setters and the hitters talk to one another.
Well, and if we're talking serve receive, so the right back position is a 1, right front is 2, and then it goes counterclockwise, middle front 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Got it.
Around the court.
He has drawn that out for me many times, and I still need you to explain it to me.
So a lot of times you can watch coach calling a serve on either side of the court, and that's what they're doing there, using those numbers to call a spot. Got you.
That was a really good effort by Langston to try to hit that in a very key position, back left corner, just missing. Great effort by Fanika Uhatafe. And if I'm butchering that, I am so sorry. There was no phonetic pronunciation beside the roster name. So I'm going to do the best I can.
A for effort.
Uhatafe. And if you guys want to chat it up in the chat on YouTube or the social media, let me know how to pronounce it if I am not pronouncing it correctly.
So we had an aggressive defense there set up for Langston, but a net violation. But it's nice to see them really penetrating the net, trying to force that block back onto the Lady Lions side.
Good serve receive. Oh, big hit by Langston. Well defended. Oh, and just a little wide. That is going to be SAGU point. It's a good hit by Brianna Owens. Brianna Owens again. That was Bertram to behind the 10-foot line, Ava Myers. Seen that a couple times tonight. Big swing by Emma Tompkins. It gets hit, goes into the top of the net, back to the Langston player, which was Brianna Owens. That's going to be another point for the Lady Lions. Out of rotation. Some communication errors there by the Langston Lions, and R2 called them for that violation. That is a point, right?
It is, yeah. I'm looking to see. It looks like happened there on the front row. You've got them stacked, so it looks like
maybe she wasn't far enough out.
Well, I think what happened is Drayton Campbell, their setter, left a little bit too early. So even if the whistle blows for the serve and the setter moves before the server makes contact with the ball, it's an out-of-rotation call. So
you
got to be really careful, but she has a lot of ground to cover, so it's a really easy temptation to fall into to move early. So you just can't cross over that setter, or that hitter, that you're crossing up.
Oh, that's on the line. That was perfectly hit. And I think it was Antonice Tatum that got that. That was perfectly hit just down the net line, squeezing in where no SAGU player was. Big hit by Emma Tompkins again. She is having a great first game of this match.
So that's a great serve there to the 3 spot. And if you'll notice there, as they get set up for serve receive, there's that big gap in the 2 and the 3. So that's really difficult as you're pulling a passer back deeper to the floor, so you've got that short space open in the front that you really want to capitalize on.
And serving to their libero, Samantha Clements. She could not handle it, and just kind of shanked off to the left. SAGU on quite a run. Langston's going to have to find a way to stop this momentum.
Get another out of rotation call. This R2 is really paying close attention. That's awesome.
And Langston calls for a timeout. Coach Lowe. She needs to talk it over with her players. There's just too many out of, like, giving away points without playing.
Yeah.
Just can't have that. And a lot of momentum on SAGU's side. Unfortunately for Langston Lions right now, they can't seem to do any wrong.
Well, and this is a good opportunity. I mean, I know for anyone listening that's played sports before, you know what I'm talking about. When you run certain things in practice that you're trying new as a team, and you're playing an opponent that doesn't give you the opportunity to really practice those things because you're neck and neck. This is an opportunity for the Lady Lions to really try those new things and maybe get some younger players that have joined the team out on the court, because you just bond differently as a team when you're in an actual game setting as opposed to in a practice. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of that, some running of new plays that they've been working on in a practice setting. Maybe pulling on some of the younger teammates for the Lady Lions if they keep this point differential. It's a great opportunity for that. But with the second timeout here for Langston, pulling together and fighting back is also a real possibility.
Well, recently the Lady Lions went up to Langston and played, and Langston did take one of the games from them, although the Lady Lions won the match. So it is possible for this Langston Lions team to get a hot hand. Glick, diving effort to receive that. It was just going to hit the ground, perfectly placed. And that's a happy birthday moment. Credit that to Langston Lion, Kaya Hedge. Good effort. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that didn't get back in. That was a great effort by Brianna Owens.
And that's another great example of the importance of serve receive and having that strong pass right at the get-go, because if you don't get that, then you have the rest of the players just trying to hustle as much as they can to get their feet under the ball rather than running a smooth offense.
Riley Burcham served that one for the Lady Lions. Abby Wells tools the block to the outside off of Kaya Hedge. That's going to be another point for the Lady Lions. Oh, mishit by Ava Myers. Gives it back to Langston. That's 4 hits. You hate to see that as a coach, the opportunity, a gift like that, to miss hit by the other team, and then you end up with 4 hits. Bertram serves again. Well received from the 10-foot line. Oh, sneaky play. Tamika Uhatafe has been watching Riley Bertram a little bit, I see.
Even with that hitting error, it's evident to see in that last rally how SAGU really has a firmly established plan for when the first ball is taken by Bertram. So when she can't set the second ball, it's evident they know what to do. They're not standing around looking, wondering who's going to take that second ball. And that is so important in running a strong offense, because when you have that lack of communication and you're not really sure who's supposed to take that, you lose so much time in that short amount that you've got to make a play. So they're really, really smooth. You saw Ava Myers take several of those second balls there, making for some great plays.
That last point was provided by Jancy Akers. They go to Jancy again over the middle. The last was a slide play, and Langston gets their own tooling of the block. But number 9, Alana Drayton Campbell. Drayton Campbell serves. That's going to be an ace. That was a well-hit ball.
Yep, and you see there in that replay, Pettin's arms moved a little bit after she made contact with the ball, and it's so important to get your feet set, your hips set, to be ready to go and pass that ball without movement.
That was Ava Myers over the middle. She hits this with a lot of authority, right on the back line. Tessa Glick serves in. Big hit. Oh, that was a great hit from the outside hitter for Langston, number 1, Kaya Hedge. That is a service error by Langston. Just as Langston's starting to make a little, show some signs of life offensively, you get an easy out like that, service error. Got to protect the serve. Keep it in. Oh, trying to go over the block. It was a good hit. Just didn't have enough roll on it.
So it looks like she made contact with the ball a little bit behind her head, and anytime you're on the front row and really anytime you're hitting, you want the ball to be out in front of you. That gives your hand a lot more control on where you're sending the ball on the other side of the court. So when you make that contact behind your head, you're really just trying to use all your momentum to make sure you get it over, and that makes you lose a lot of the control, and you can't really cut it to a certain spot on the court. It makes it a lot harder to get that top spin like you just mentioned. So placement is everything.
Faith Mariquin gets it in, but it hits the top of the net, takes some momentum off. That was easy system play for Langston. And they convert. They have 9 points now. Oh, a little too hard. That was going to be set up for Antonice Tatum to get a good kill. Looked like the lines were out of position, and she just tried to go over the blocking wall. Ava Myers serves. They're going to say Langston was in the net on the lower side, which completes the last point for that game, 25-9. The Lady Lions get the first game of a best-of-3 setup here in collegiate volleyball. So one down. Langston's going to have to find a little different pace, convert more serve receives into better setting attempts. I think, when you break it down, a lot of those were just give-me's off the serve where they could not get the first receive dig into play.
Yeah, and then apart from that, I mean, I don't have an exact count, of course, but the net violations, at least 4, I want to say, and then 2 out of rotation calls, several hits long, or on the, too far outside either side of the floor. So a lot of
simple stuff to clean up.
Exactly. A lot of unforced errors, and it definitely would have been a more competitive match if not only a few, I would say definitely single-digit point differential for Langston without those unforced errors. So that is the good news, that a lot of what happened is within their control, and so they can really come out and clean that up and play a great set number 2.
Yeah, that's the silver lining in the cloud, right? It's that kind of stuff is easy to clean up.
Yeah, well, and a lot of that is mental too. You can really fight within yourself and really just shake off that first set and come out. And if it would be different if the Lady Lions were putting up a really strong block and just shoving things back down. But a lot of those hitting the ball long, you just got to, refocus, do the little things right, get your feet set, line up your approach right with the ball, make sure the ball stays in front of you. All those things within your control are pretty easy to do.
And I see you brought one of your little dancers.
My daughter attempting to dance there. I'm hoping she plays volleyball because that dancing doesn't look like it has much of a future.
That is terrible. Terrible, Devin.
She's only 3 for those of you listening.
Yeah, so
there's a future.
There is a future. And she's cute as the Dickens, as they would say. So she's got that definitely working for her. There you see the latest women's volleyball Sooner Athletic Conference standings. And tomorrow, Central Christian will be coming in. There's actually a part deux. It's my French.
Oh.
Part deux. Part 2 for those of you that don't speak French. Tonight, in another game, St. Thomas of Texas is coming in to give the Lady Lions a doubleheader opportunity. And so this will be an interesting night. You don't usually get 2 matches on a Friday night. I have seen that happen on Saturday, one in the morning and one in the late evening, or late afternoon, early evening. And but this is going to be back-to-back for the Lady Lions. And game 2 is almost underway, waiting on referee, and he gives the whistle, the sign to start. Tessa Glick back to serve. Langston gets it over. Going to Wells. She hits it into the net. Now Langston gets a good hit. Fantastic hit by Braylon Spence. The left outside hitter.
It's a great way to start the set. A ton of momentum there for Langston. Great execution, straight through the block, a really strong swing there.
And back for Langston Lions is Amani Pollard to serve. She gets it in. It's good serve. Oh, just a little too hard on the dump from the middle. She saw the spot. It was wide open. Just a little too much, and it goes out. That'll bring up Faith Mariquin for her first service of this game. She's always so solid in her service attempts. And gets the receive there. Oh, that went out of bounds, but the referees are saying it did touch a Langston Lion player at the net. So Faith Mariquin back to serve again. Oh.
Barely tipped there, too.
And that would have been out of bounds. I think Yohatafe actually sensed that it was going to be out of bounds. Just couldn't bring her hands down because you could tell she backed out right at the last second. And they let that one go.
Yeah, a good rule of thumb is if you're at least halfway between the baseline at the back and the 10-foot line, and you have to raise your hands up above your head, that ball is going to be out. So she could feel that. Oh no, what am I doing?
No, not going to.
Yeah.
Right. Yep, we've all been there, and that's a good knowledge point there. Just know if you got to really raise your hands high, you probably need to let it go. Coach is not going to yell at you too much because that's just kind of, like you said, the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great hit by Ava Myers. Just off the bottom. Watch how this hits the bottom of her palm and takes off. Oh, that's cool. Maybe a little short stab there. And Ava Myers back to serve. Big block by Alexis Mealer. Back to Mealer for the hit. Ooh! As strong as that hit was, that was an even better block by Antonice Tatum. Stood in there and got it. Great defense, Langston Lions. Playing like that they know they can. Keeping this very competitive. Back to serve was Brittany Henderson. That's an error. It's all tied up at 4.
It looked like that ball sunk right at the end there.
Yeah, that one got away from Tatum. Sailed quite a ways out of bounds. Oh, good hit over the middle for the Langston Lions. SAGU gets it back in the system and sets Ava Meyer on the back row, so she has to leave the floor from beyond that 10-foot line. Langston kind of shanks off the receive, but gets it over. A little jousting going on, and Langston wins the joust contest.
That was a great recovery by Jancy Akers there.
Really was.
Just throwing an arm out and getting that ball back up. That was great.
And there we go with the sneaky Bertram stuff there.
You better copyright that.
She's good at it. Bertram back to serve. Gets it in and is shanked off. Got to clean that up. Keep this thing close for Langston Lions. It's an easy cleanup. Just take a step in. Bertram serves again. Much better receive. Coming from the side, that is a big hit. That was odd looking. I guess you can. The first touch was considered a defensive block.
Yeah, so if you touch it on a block, it doesn't count.
Great reflexes by Abby Wells, but just couldn't get it back into play. Oh, hit the top of the net, rolls over. Good serve by Alana Drayton Campbell.
I remember back during my practice times with Coach Moore, a lot of our serving time would be practice serving at the tape for that very reason. You want to try and hit it as close to the tape to be aggressive and just barely make it over the net to throw off that serve receive.
Well, don't look now, but here come the Langston Lions roaring in with 4 straight points, 2 of them being aces. Drayton Campbell serving for the 5th time now with a lead. And a little different look for this team. Jancy Akers hitting from the outside, not on a slide play. And she converts. Jancy usually playing in the middle as a middle blocker, getting some outside hitting duties today. Oh, great little punch through there by Kaya Hedge.
And Akers has so much experience from the middle, like you said, that she's really seasoned in running those quick plays. And so that quick set that she ran on the outside is no problem for her, and it was evidenced in how well that was executed.
On backside set to Abby Wells. Abby gets it in, but defended well by the Langston Lions. Burcham gets it to Myers. Myers converts. For the last week, it looks like Ava Myers is getting back on track to hitting the ball like we were used to seeing her in her first year, and converting at a very high percentage.
And she's an extremely versatile player, too. I mean, she was setting a ton in that first set, and then now she's being so aggressive. She is aggressive offensively from the front and from the back. She's definitely a go-to for the Lady Lions team.
We're going to grab or get Langston for being too far over the line. I don't know, I didn't really see that. There's a snafu on the set by Drayton Campbell. Trying to set Amani Pollard, but it didn't work.
And if you remember in set number 1, I think the point spread was Lady Lions 10 and Langston 3. And now if you see 12 to 10, so that momentum is definitely in favor of Langston. They're fighting for each point.
Yep, and really making this a very competitive game in contrast to the last game. So we know that Langston can beat the Lady Lions. They have already done it once in a game, so Coach Moore is now calling for his team to dig a little deeper, play a little better. Sounds like a song. And he would sing it for you.
He'd know it too.
Yeah, he would, even if it wasn't real. They're going to say, yep, just a little wide. Trying to go down the sideline. Oh, good hit. Ava Myers on fire.
Really smart roll shot there.
Yeah, just finding all the spots. She's seeing the court so well. But not only, and she has always done that, but not only seeing it well, she's able to execute at a high level.
The temptation is so easy to fall into, especially I feel like as an outside hitter, to just drill the ball as much as you can. But really being able to see the open spots and know what speed is crucial.
Well, there's an instinct that makes you an outside hitter, and that is hit the ball hard. I mean, it's just instinct. And you've got to kind of learn it backwards, you know, take pace off of the ball. And she is doing that incredibly well tonight. Oh, big hit by Langston. Going back. Oh, that is nice. Good heat by Antonice Tatum. Yeah, that is the proper way to hit from the outside. Oh, did that land on the line?
It did.
And they said it was on the line right there by referee number 2. That was close. She's so good at that. That is an extremely difficult shot to make. And there's a service error.
What you typically see in that instance, I mean, the ball was so tight on the net, so typically a setter will go up and then just use one hand, which is the more predictable move. But there, Burcham went up and looked really like she was going to try and push something out, making it even trickier than normal. Even
Sold
sneakier,
it well,
as you say.
Yeah. Very sneaky. Very, very sneaky. Lady Lions are dialing up the intensity a little more. And Langston calls a timeout. Both teams go to their respective benches. And Coach Moore and his setter, Riley Burcham, are having a little conversation about how to set that up. Lynette Riggs watching from Northern Arizona. Lynette, so glad you have joined us tonight. Go SAGU. Right there with you.
And this is a point where SAGU is going to really need to focus in. You know, they've pulled, I think this is the biggest lead that they've had here in set number 2. So once again, it would be really easy to just try and sit back a little bit and get comfortable. But as you mentioned, this is a different Langston team than we saw in the first set, and they are cleaning a lot of things up. They haven't made nearly as many errors as they made in the first set, and they are really fighting for each point, putting up some much more aggressive defense too than they did in set number 1. So the Lady Lions cannot by any stretch just sit back and let this game come.
Yeah, well, just earlier they reeled off 5 straight points and in one service. So it is not out of hand as of yet. And here we go. The timeout is now over. Both teams are back on the floor. And a new player for SAGU, number 17, Kaya Bach, serves. It's going to be good block, good blocking tandem by the veterans of the team now, Akers and Mueller.
Another out of rotation call there.
And R2 is talking with Coach Christian Lowe. I guess he's just wanting a little more space between the front line. Is it the front line that's the problem?
I honestly don't know. I mean, in that first set when he called it so many times, it was very clearly the setter leaving too soon, but I can't tell. I'll have to look if we get set up again on what he's calling. And it's honestly very rare that you find, I don't know, whether it's
that's
a team.
Strict?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually there's a little bit of wiggle room, but
yeah, that's maybe the 4th violation that way. And we don't see too many of those. There it is. Ava Myers punched it through the net. Now it's going to be Riley Burcham back to serve. Good receive. Tatum gets it over. And that's just a little wide. (22-14). SAGU now with a commanding lead. Oh, that's going to be out. Merchant tries to put it in the back left corner. A little too far left.
It's a great play there for Langston, hustling to the ball.
Oh, that was blocked over, barely got back over. Good defense by Langston. Keep this in play. Oh, Rico hits a little too hard.
It's really hard to judge when you're trying to do a set with your arms, pass set, if you will. I'm sure that's really unofficial, but like Rico just did from the back row, trying to get it to a front row aggressive position is really tricky. So that's a common thing, to get it set either way too far back that it can't be aggressive, or then too far forward that it's either on the net or over the net.
Right. Oh, big hit. Oh, it's going to be a save, it looks like. Yes, punched it back over. Tremendous reflexes by Amani Pollard. That's a good hit by Kaya Hedge. Just keep scoring. Coach Lowe urging her team. Just keep pouring it on. Never quit. Back to serve for Langston is Brittany Henderson. Jancy Akers, she's going to have a pretty good hitting percentage after this game. Not asked her to hit a lot, but the ones that she has converted.
And another difference in this set number 2, there have been a lot more touches at the net for Langston, a lot more aggressive blocking, which is fun, making the game more interesting as you have the Lady Lions coming up with strong offense and swinging away at the ball, and then Langston getting up there to touch and make contact.
And that will be game 2. Or is that game 3?
No, that's game 2.
Yeah, that was game 2.
Looks like they're just having a huddle up in the locker room.
Yeah, well, we saw Coach Moore do that a couple games ago, and probably wanted to express something. We caught it on the whiteboard. Need to get out the erasable markers and write a few things, some strategy. Plot points. And we're going to go down now courtside with Jazra Williams. She's standing there with assistant coach Nick Moore. Jazra, what does Coach Moore have to say?
Thanks, John. Coach, we've had great success in the first 2 sets. What do you think caused this?
You know, we're playing really good defense. We're transitioning a little bit more cleanly than we have the last couple of weeks. So it looks good, playing fast.
Langston has a ton of service errors as well as unforced errors. How do you plan to capitalize that and move forward to take this win?
Yeah, we just got to keep communicating well and serve receive, let the ones that are out be out. And that's really about it. Just keep communicating well and then playing our game.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Jazz. Coach Moore, the junior, Nick Moore, not really a junior, but in, I guess, the sequence of things, the junior, does such a fantastic job. He's a high-quality coach, and I visited some of the practices, and they really stress, and you played for head coach Hank Moore as well, but they put a high priority and high value on communication, and you heard Nick Coach Nick, they're talking about the way we get it done is through communication. Maybe speak to a little bit of what are some things that Coach Moore has developed and develops in practice times with his team on how to communicate.
Well, I mean, I think just a volleyball standard is a game rises and falls on communication. So you cannot do any aspect of the game well without that communication. And in every single drill, at least back when I played for him many moons ago, I mean, many. In serve receive, you have Coach Moore really stressing, okay, you always want to call your seam. You say who has short, who has long, who has deep, who has the seam. It starts right before the ball is even in play. And then you always have the entire floor, all six, communicating the entire point. I mean, it's from the seam of the serve to who's got second ball if the setter takes that first ball, to the front row calling the set, the setter calling where she's going to throw it. And all the way through when a player goes up to hit on the front row, you've got the people playing defense behind them telling them to hit line or hit cross. Always communicating. You've got playing on defense, you've got the blockers calling out how many front row players they have on the other side of the floor. So really every single person on the court has a responsibility. And at the same time, if you'll notice, the bench is doing it too. So that is a product of constant communication and practice. It gets to a point where it feels weird if you don't, and that's the goal. Is to make it so second nature that no matter what position you are on the court, whether on or off, you have a vital role in communicating and sharing your knowledge, your view of what you have on the floor with the rest of your team.
And you find that to be in the better a team is, the better communicators they are. And most of the time it's not a single voice. It takes everybody to chip in and talk. That's a big hit over the middle for Emma Tompkins.
And because of how fast-paced volleyball is too, I mean, you would think that maybe you'd think if you're practicing so much, then don't you know where the ball's going to go and don't you know who's going to hit what? Well, yes, but it never goes that way. So you have to be ready for any curveball.
And quite literally, some curveballs.
I was going to say, to throw in another sports reference there.
Good defense by the Langston Lions, keeping it alive. Oh, that was a very quick set from some good distance from Burcham to Emma Tompkins. And we've noticed that Burcham's been setting Tompkins a little lower tonight, and that quick set works well between those two. That's something that's hard to do, really, to get that timing chemistry.
And the longer you play with the same setter, because even if they're setting the same set, it's dependent on who the setter is. It's just so different. So the longer you're able to stick with that same setter, the better that chemistry becomes.
And they're going to say Langston touched at the net, but that ball was too long, but it got tipped. So still SAGU point. And serve. Faith Mariquin serves. Oh, into the net. That's a service error after 3 points that she served. Giving it back to Langston. Brittany Henderson to serve for Langston. Oh, big hit by Alexis Mealer. That's tooling the block. Well, yeah, man, that was close. Got a lot of net as well. Oh, wow. Looked like a dunk.
Oh, that was a great swing. Way over the block.
Here she comes again. Oh, man, she's fired up. 2 in a row. Braylon Spence. Wow. 2 big-time hits. Trying to be the spark for her team. Good block by the duo, the defensive bigs for the Lady Lions, and Alexis Miller and Emma Tompkins. Kaya Bach now rotating in to serve. Just a little wide. Now Spence comes in. She serves. That was a good serve to the back row. Oh, good. Oh, still alive. Oh, no.
Oh, man. That was close.
Yeah, that was close. Somehow Spence got to that. Incredible. And now Riley Burcham back for SAGU. Gets it in. Oh, good hit. Oh, good defense by Tessa Glick. Nice little rally here. Big time hit.
And it looked like, I'll rewatch this replay here, but it looked like the Lady Lions were up too early on the block. They jump right here.
Yep.
And they're coming down already when she's going up to make contact with that ball. I wonder if they thought she was going for a quick set.
Well, Tatum is a high riser. She gets up pretty high and kind of did that Michael Jordan pause at the top of her jump. And was able to really clear it over the block. And we're just trying to get some clarification from the floor. R2 and Coach Lowe we're having a discussion, and R2 took some exception and had a yellow card called. Not sure why. She was not really animated or anything.
It may have just been a delay of game card. They can do that too. It goes into a little bit different of a category, but there are behavior cards like that, but then also a general delay of game.
Got you.
I've never known, even when I played, I don't really know what that does when they write it down. I'm like, I don't know if it really matters. Yeah.
Referees exercising their power.
I've gotten 1 yellow card as a coach for my behavior, and I'll never do it again.
SAGU gets that point, and Coach Lowe calls a timeout for Langston.
It's interesting to see the incredible amount of momentum that Langston had after those 3 really aggressive swings. We hadn't seen really anything like that in the first 2 sets. And
Braylon Spence just turning it on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, super huge hits.
And the Lady Lions unable to answer, really. I mean, no touch on the block, just went straight to the floor.
Yeah, and if they could just maintain that kind of posture, they're having problems getting the set that well to her.
Yeah.
But if they can get a nice bump set in a system, she's showing that she is a powerful hitter, and they'll get a lot more scoring in for sure.
Yeah, the consistency isn't there.
Now SAGU comes back out. Pettin to serve. Gets it in. Nice little dump over the middle. Good set. There they go. And when they're able to get a good set on the edges, Devin, we are seeing that they have the hitters to score. And that was, I believe that was Kaya Hedge. That was barely long for the Langston Lions. Serve comes back to SAGU side, and it will be Tessa Glick. Good hit from beyond the 10-foot line by Langston. That was an off-pace hit by Emma Tompkins. You can see how she kind of held up and didn't push it over, but lightly tapped it over.
It looked like she may have been able to see the floor right at the last minute and saw that open spot right in the middle.
Oh, that was a big hit. Oh, that was a great hit. Langston comes away. I just got enthralled with the big rally there. It was Kaya Hedge had a couple big hits that were defended well. And I believe they are going to credit Hedge with that kill. Now Hedge out. Bringing in Brianna Owens to serve. Nope. Yeah, they're moving. Yep. Got to make sure the rotation stays intact, and so they went back to the old rotation, which is going to be Hedge to serve.
Well, and if I'm remembering correctly, it's been a long time since I've played a competitive game, but when you go to substitute and someone meets from the bench, meets at the line, you can't undo that. Like that's,
okay.
You have to go in. So it looks like they may have gotten ahead of themselves and rotated too early, made an incorrect substitution. But by the time you're up at the line, it's too late and you have to go in. And there are a lot of tricky rules with substitutions, especially around the libero. So they obviously can go in and out as many times as they want, but you have to make sure when you're substituting whomever's going in and out for the libero, once it gets to the front row, it has to be in line with who was coming off the floor. So that can get really tricky, which is why the person keeping the books on the sideline is so important, because they've got all of that written down. They're tracking every single substitution, every single time the libero comes in and out. They have to make sure that that stays clean.
So it looks like Langston's coach, Lowe, is talking with R2 about who was in and out. And what does that sign mean?
Delay of game.
Okay. They're trying to figure out who was on the front line, I believe. Okay, so they do get Hedge out and bring in Brianna Owens like they originally were going to do.
A lot of frustration there on the Langston sideline, and it's really tough after, you know, playing a third set where they've got a lot of momentum, a lot of great swings, and now they've got that confusion and honestly the literal delay is hard to recover from sometimes.
And the R2 is still down discussing with the scorers table. I don't know, he's pointed to his hand like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times.
He's real passionate about that delay.
Yeah, evidently. We'll give him that. And that was a little too hard, but a good sequence. However, Braylon Spence just hits it a little too long. Oh, the set. I don't know how Spence got that back in the play area. I believe that was tipped. It's going to be point Langston. And David Myers over the middle. Langston gives it right back to him. Quick set to Myers. And
that's the kind of hustle you want to see after a ball like that, never giving up on the play. You always want to have multiple players running after the ball, because if there's any chance of making contact, you want to have someone else there to try and get the ball back in play.
Right. Little joust at the net. Miller with a big hit. Coming back to Spence. Nice little rally. Oh, big hit. That is Antonice Tatum. Joust. Bertram gets the better of that joust, and let's see, it did land. Yep, it landed on Langston's side. So SAGU point. Kaya Bach back in.
We've been seeing those tight passes to the net a lot more frequently on the Lady Lions side, and it works well when Bertram can be in the front row, because then she has a lot more leeway of how to get that ball over the net. But if she's back row setting, trying to keep that ball in play without getting called on a back row violation, that's pretty tricky.
That was a good hit by Tatum over the middle. Ashlyn Steger. Oh, good block by Tatum.
Net violation.
What's
there.
9 mean?
Number 9, I think.
Oh, it had the.
Was the net violation, yeah. I was thinking they were going to call it on Mueller for a second.
That's Drayton Campbell. Was in the net. And you see all the line judges that are around the court, they always in the timeout come and just huddle around R1. Is that just a mandatory protocol, or?
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's part of the pre-game briefing, if you will, for any of the line judges, telling them to come together, and I don't really know why. I guess just to keep your focus on the game and
maybe discuss any challenges that might have arisen. You see Alexis Mealer with 6 kills. She's hitting a very strong 545 tonight. 5 digs, 2 blocks. Those are stellar statistics. But Ava Myers has really turned it up. Actually, that just got advanced. Mealer with 6 kills now, but Ava Myers leads all of them with 11. Great hitting percentage at .423. Like what's par for the course? Like what, you know, you don't want to go under that, you know.
I mean, I would say 300.
Right.
Consistently, but it fluctuates so much. I mean, you can just any player can have an off game, and but I would say consistently you want to do that. And obviously, that fluctuates a little bit more when you've got your go-to hitter that's just getting fed the ball time and time again. So there's a lot of room for interpretation there, but I would say around 300.
That was Kaya Hedge, the 6-foot freshman phenom for Langston. She's got a lot of kills tonight herself. Maddie Pettin back to do the service duties for the Lady Lions. She gets it in. Shank. By the libero. Oh, they hit the antenna. It was a good athletic move to even have an attempt on that to get it back in. That's out. That must have been hit because that was out.
Yeah, the line judge called it in, but I think what he meant to do was call it touch. But it looked like R1 had it covered anyway.
Yeah, he raised his hand immediately. And Tessa Glick back to serve for the Lady Lions. Abby Wells gets it in. Oh, a little sneaky setter action.
So 13 there for Langston.
Yeah, she came in, you know, just to make the play on it. Yeah, barely got into the net. At some point, those are judgment calls, right, Devin? And at some point, you go, look, let them play. I mean, I see this in basketball, and refs get whistle happy. Just let them play. SAGU gets another point.
Well, and I think we talked about this on our last broadcast, but the rules have changed so many times with net violations over the years. It used to be where no matter what, if you made any contact with the net, even if your hair brushed the net, it was a net violation. And so now it's a little more lax in the way of if you make contact and it's not in a direct relation to where the play is happening, then it's okay. So in that instance, when you're going up aggressively trying to hit a ball that's really tight to the net and you potentially could interfere with the play on the other side, then that's a violation. So even though sometimes it still does feel like just let him play, it used to be much worse.
Oh, wow. Good defense by Langston. Keeping it on. Just unfortunate error by Fanika Uhatafe. Langston just gets a free look over. Oh, great block.
Great defense.
By a hard hit ball by Abby Wells. That was a big net defensive stand with Kaya Hedge being predominantly the hands that got on the block. Miss hit by Ava Myers.
We haven't seen any of that tonight.
Not really, no. Service error by Hedge. She rotates out. Libero, Samantha Clements comes in. Big hit. Tatum has been a force to be reckoned with this game.
When she gets that timing right, like you said, I mean, there's really no stopping her. She's so far above the net and the block.
Great vertical. And there is Ava Myers. Oh, good block by Emma Tompkins right there in the middle. And that is the game. It's going to be a quick change out, actually. So we're analyzing what's going on here. But Coach Moore is going to keep his team on the floor, it looks like, and I don't know if in these kind of situations are there mandatory warm-up periods. Yeah, it looks like they're putting 40 minutes on the clock. So we'll assess a little bit what these stats look like and throw it to a few commercials, and then we'll be back in just a little bit to give you a heads up on St. Thomas of Texas and what they're bringing to the floor tonight in this quick turnaround doubleheader. You've been watching the SAGU Sports Network.